For real though, we're gonna go to class and no one's even gonna mention that you made a huge fool of yourself yesterday. That's very comforting, Mai. You could have put that better. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. It might have been a big scene, but it totally wasn't your fault. It was Paul, alright? When you jump, you have to calculate your trajectory. Trajectory, like I did just now. You could learn a lot from a master like me. Get dressed and cheer up. I could bottle you up. I could bottle up your gloom and sell it to a wizard. And what if he used it for evil? You can't let that happen, Hana. What? Are there wizards in this story? Her smile was wide enough to bridge a gap between continents. The beginning of tears pricked the back of my eyes, but this time they were for a different reason. I opened my closet and tried to avoid looking at the sad lump of clothing inside, slathered with dried up ice cream. Why didn't you... I only had 2 uniforms, which cost my dad an entire month's salary. Jesus, what? If I wasn't able to get the stain of this uniform, what would I do? Sighing, I took my second uniform off its hanger and slipped it on it as my waiting... Bleh. I slipped it on as Mai was waiting impatiently for me. Ready to go? I guess so.
Yeah!
Good. Just as Mai said, no one paid any special attention to me. Well, there were a few odd looks here and there, but nothing nearly as bad as what I was expecting. As the lecture went on, my anxiety for the most part faded. For the most part. I took to staring out the window to avoid eye contact. A few boys were out on the field playing soccer. Wait, was that PPG? I scooted closer, trying to get a better look. Hana? At the sound of my name, I leapt to attention. If there's something more interesting outside than samurai death battles, please feel free to enlighten us. You came here to learn, not to contemplate the scenery. Yes, Miss Shizuka. It's so weird to say. Miss Shizuka. I'm so sorry. She turned back to the chalkboard and continued her lecture as if nothing happened. Hey, this guy. A few desks in front of me, a guy sitting next to Brutal Moose turned around and gave me a flashy thumbs up. Hey. I made a face at him, unsure of what exactly he expected me to do. Ooh. Then Ian turned around and socked him on the head. The other guy mumbled something to him, probably apologizing. Ian's eyes slid to me for a brief instant. Then he looked away. Were they looking at me because of what happened yesterday? Or was there some other reason? I shook my head. There wasn't time for this. I had work to do if I wanted to keep my scholarship. After pages and pages of notes on Japanese history, it was nearly time for lunch. Okay, everyone is almost free to go. The work tonight isn't so hard, so don't grumble. You should work together to complete it if you have a hard time. Also, as you may be aware, the Flower Festival is coming up in a week and a half. This news was met with a few cheers as everyone started to pack up. Since you have the day of the festival off, our first exam will be the day before. There were no cheers this time. Romance is wonderful, believe me, I know. Ugh. But try not to let the festival distract you, okay? That is all. See you tomorrow. Miss Shizuka flashed a peace sign and winked as she walked out the door. What? What a weird teacher. Ugh, the lecture was so boring. How could samurai death battles be boring? Molly walked beside me, a tray in her hands. We were shuffling through the cafeteria, trying to find a seat. Didn't you say that yesterday? Probably, but it's true for today, too.
Oh, no.
Help me, I'm going to die of boredom. We have an assignment to keep us busy, Mai.
What?
We already have work to do? How did you not hear that? Mai sighed dramatically, then leaned to the side and rested her head in the crook of my neck. I reached out to pat her head a few times, but she straightened before I could do that. Oh god, Hana, Paul's walking over here. He's looking at you. Does he look angry at you? Why is he coming over here? Do you think he's going to kick you again? Did he kick me? The same Paul who humiliated me Last night strode towards me. I instinctively backed away, but he kept coming closer.
Hey.
I'm glad I found you. I'm glad I found you. He didn't look angry to me. In fact, he was giving me an odd, lopsided smile. That's Paul. I wanted to make sure you weren't hurt or anything. You ran off before I could properly apologize. I looked down at my feet. It was embarrassing enough that I ran off crying like a little girl, but to know that I made them feel bad was even worse. At the same time, the image of my ruined uniform popped into my mind. I couldn't tell whether I was more angry or embarrassed, or whether I was feeling something else entirely. Embarrassingry. I don't know. I got you pretty bad, didn't I? I think I ballerina too hard. He tilted his head to the side. It's a shame you're not wearing the uniform from yesterday. I like the pink splotches on you. Match your hair. Ah, the hair again. A deep, sick feeling crawled up from my stomach to sit in my throat. My dumb, stupid hair. Everywhere I went, people made fun of it. I thought the normal boots guys were different, and he was trying to apologize. How could he say something like that to me? Not for the first time, I thought of dyeing it a different color, but quickly dismissed it. Paul was waiting for a response, Mike giving me a quick nod as if warning me to not mess this up. I mustered up my best smile, hoping it was at least somewhat convincing. It's okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm more than happy to pay for the dry cleaning. Josh and Nick and I are always really bad about everything. We've never made a girl cry before. Feel really bad about everything. Well, not by physically injuring her, I guess. Thank you, but I was going to scrub it in the sink. Dad and I could never afford things like dry cleaners, so I was surprisingly good at hand washing things. That thing's going to need more than just hot water and soap. Trust me. Tell you what, I have a friend who's a natural with that kind of stuff. I'll ask her to get the stain out for you. Just meet me later and bring your uniform bring your uniform, okay? I'll try not to kick you this time. Without giving me time to say yes or no, he nodded and turned to leave. He spun quickly back around. I flinched. Are you and, Mai, right? Do you guys have a table? The cafeteria is pretty full right now. You can sit with us if you want. Just for today. Yes! Yes, we'll go. Right, Hana? Lunch. With the Normal Boots Club? Maybe I really could become friends with them. And then no one would bother me again. Not about my hair or the ice cream incident. Nobody's bothered. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right.
Follow me, ladies. He led us to the middle of the cafeteria where the Normal Boots Club sat with a table all to itself. Hey, you found her. You're Hana, right? I nodded, blushing as I took a seat at the edge of the table next to Paul. Mai forced herself between Jirard and BBG, of course. Her eyes were only a few sparkles away from forming huge hearts. Real subtle. So, Hana, we saw that you were upset, and we're all worried. Are you feeling better? PBG looked at me, clearly concerned. My heart was beating hard against my chest, but I wasn't sure whether it was because I was nervous or because the sad look on his face made me want to give him a hug. Yeah. Or maybe it was because I was about 2 inches away from Paul and only an arm's length away from all the other guys. As I tried valiantly to open my mouth, whispers sped around the lunchroom. Look at those girls over there. Who do they think they are? How come they get to sit there? I wish Senpai would notice me. Main characters get all the luck. Suddenly my thoughts turned dark. Could it be that by getting close to these guys, I was setting myself up as a target instead of getting protection? My thoughts spun in my head. I was suffocating. TBG was still looking at me, even more worried than before. I'm fine. Thanks for your concern. Please don't feel bad. It was my fault for getting in the way. I'm sorry for causing such a scene. I should have controlled myself better. I hung my head. I wasn't sure how to act around these guys, so I defaulted to extremely polite. My father would have been proud.
Hana.
Hey, don't apologize. It was Paul's fault, right, Paulie? Nick shoved Paul, who looked exasperated. I apologize as best as I could. I apologize as best as I could, Nick. Give me a break. It was a relief that PBG wasn't staring at me anymore. Almost no one else was paying me or Maya any attention. Shane, however, was still shooting me quick, suspicious glances. It was almost like he didn't want me there, and I felt uncomfortable.
Hey, Hana.
How do you like it? How do you like it here so far, Hana? Good. How about you? I mean, I like it here. Thank you. Wait, what did she say? What did she?
Hey, Hana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see how that's a little awkward. I mean, I like it here. Thank you. Jirard smiled at me and then turned away. I picked up my food. Hey, our first interaction with Jirard. The guys were all wrapped up in their own conversations, and Maya was busy preventing hyperventilation from being so close to Jirard. I can feel his body heat. Oh, God.
Hey.
You doing okay, Hana? A smiling Satch turned to me. Hey, Satch. I know we can be overwhelming. You're fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Thank you. I winced. Sorry, I can be a bit of a wallflower. No need to apologize. I'm sure we've all been wallflowers before. But that reminds me, the flower festival. He turned to the group, addressing them all, and as if on cue, they all suddenly turned to pay him attention. What? Who are you all taking this year? Right, the flower festival. Miss Shizuka mentioned it before. What is the flower festival? No one's explained it to me yet.
Well...
It's basically just a festival. Didn't you have those at your old school? Kicking it old school. We did have festivals at my old school, but they were basically just 40 kids grouped in one room, sharing snacks they brought from home. Well, we had something kind of like them, but I stopped going.
Really?
Oh, why not? They're so fun. I didn't really want to answer. There was no way I could say, well, my friends turned on me, so when I went, people pretended I didn't exist. But Mai was waiting for an answer, and everyone was looking at me. I'm just not into that stuff, I guess. Oh, well, maybe you'll like this one more. The flower festival happens all over Japan around this time of year, but it's a big deal in Higanbana. Higanbana? Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a town right next to Asagao. There's apparently some kind of myth about flowers that's somewhat important. Somewhat. That means it's super important. Supposedly, the founder of Higanbana was an old man who got lost in the mountains and almost died of thirst. This flower spirit came to him and offered him help in return for his vow to protect her home. Okay, I think I found a voice for him. My Myth Monday voice could actually work perfect for Satch. He agreed, and she drained herself of all the water so she could drink. The man founded Higanbana to watch over the meadow in which he met the flower. Oh god, I forgot Jared's voice. It's been a while. In some versions of the myth, the man and the flower spirit fell in love. It's a truly romantic festival. One may hope to find someone with which to make a vow of eternal love, just as the man and the spirit did. And to live on to protect the one they love. Jared winked and Mai swooned. So during the day of the flower festival, there's a lot of stalls to set up, and you can go play games and eat food or go flower viewing. Then at night, there's a special meadow over by the temple where you can go watch the flowers, and there's a bonfire and dancing. It's a lot of fun. We look forward to it every year. Asagao sells paper flowers in a little booth to raise money for the school, too, so there's usually a big volunteer drive beforehand for people who are good at origami. Origami? I'm good at origami.
Really?
She's the origami killer. Shane is too. Maybe you should work together. Oh no. Shane gave a tight-lipped smile. Somehow I didn't think that would be happening.
Hey.
Hey, speaking of, I swear you rejected 10 girls last festival season. I mean, that's nothing compared to me, naturally, but there were so many girls with broken hearts, even I couldn't mend them all. You still hung up on your English girlfriend? Uh-oh.
What?
Shane flinched, visibly taken aback, then he shrugged. I don't talk to her anymore. Oh, Shane, I just want you to be happy, that's all. He wiped away a fake tear. Shane grimaced. How great would it be if someone asked me? Maybe even if one of the Normal Boots guys did. No, I doubted that would ever happen. They were only letting me sit there because they physically assaulted me. I sighed and cut my beefcake with the plastic knife. So, any girls in mind, fellas? Besides me, Mai shifted nervously. Her eyes kept flicking from Jirard to her french fries. She looked like a child who stole several cookies. Jirard spread out his arms and raised an eyebrow, a god waiting for names to fall into his lap. I think I'm going solo this year, to be honest. Yeah. Same. Man, you guys are boring. You are much better, man. I am on another level compared to you guys. I've already got my choice picked out. There was a quiet clattering next to me and Mai had dropped her fork. Yeah, I'm sure you have. It'll probably be a new choice tomorrow. Jirard flipped his hair with his hands. You know me so well. There's only so much time to make so many different girls' dreams come true. Oh, there's only so much time to make so many different girls' dreams come true. I must find the one who's most in need. So, it's not even about which one you like, huh? Nope. And you make fun of me. Just then, the warning bell rang. It was time to head back to class. As everyone got up to toss their trays, I stood up and, overwhelmed with a sudden burst of feeling, shouted, Thank you for letting me and Mai sit and eat lunch with you today. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks. Hana was having a terrible day, and you guys cheered her right up. So, see you guys again tomorrow, same time? Mai tilted her head, eyes twinkling. Mai, Paul said we can only sit with them today. It's cool. Paul waved a hand in dismissal, almost dropping his tray with the other. Whoops. The cafeteria is really crowded, and we have extra room at our table. People are too afraid to sit with us or something. Well, we did kick a girl yesterday. That's true. All three of them shrugged at the same time, then left the room, moving in unison like a team of synchronized swimmers. Jirard jumped his tray and jogged to catch up with them. As soon as they were out of earshot, Mai took my hands in hers and jumped up and down. Oh god, she clipped the mic. You did it, Hana! We get to sit at the popular table. I've been trying to do this for 2 years, and you did it in 2 days. Well, you just gotta get kicked in the face. She dropped her hands and made a jokingly, I think, angry face. I don't know, she seems pretty serious. Main characters have all the fun. It's true. You'll be in pairs painting a diorama, or a papier-mâché lamp. Anything postmodern. Then write a paper or design. Then write a paper on design. Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit the right mouse. Or don't. That works too. What? What kind of... Oh, okay. But remember, this project will count for 10% of your final grade, so work hard. Sound good? The only response was bitter murmuring. Miss Shizuka often ended with sound good, but she never cared about the answer. Alright, in the last few minutes of class, pick your partners and discuss your project plan. We'll continue next time. On Dragon Ball Z! Oh. In a matter of seconds, almost all the desks in the classroom connected. I looked at Mai, but a girl, Mimi Santos, had already claimed her. Mai frowned at me as if to apologize. I scanned the classroom for a few other people I met, finding them already paired. I was going to be the only one without a partner. Suddenly, the edge of a desk collided with mine.
Hey.
Yo! Guess we'll be working together. PBG sat in front of me with a cheeky grin. Hey, well, at least he's happy. Didn't he sit on the other side of the room? How did he get his desk over here so quickly? PBG always finds a way. I leaned over to look past him. He'd left a gaping hole and several collapsed students in his wake. Seeing my gaze, he turned around. Oh, oops, sorry. He waved sheepishly. The boy glared at him. Well, for better or worse, we're partners. I guess we are. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? Wait, no, that's not what I meant at all. You're super smart. I'm just sorry you're stuck with me. You're pretty smart too, though. Right? Not that I knew. I guess. But I hate schoolwork. I don't care about it at all. 10% of our grade depended on this project. Oh, not that I'm going to make you do it all. I may not like school, but I'm not going to let someone else fail just because I think it sucks. I haven't done something like that since I was a kid. The girl got so mad. I learned my lesson. He laughed, hitting the desk and crinkling his nose. I didn't see it was so funny, but from the way he was looking at me, it seemed like I should. I smiled hesitantly. He stopped laughing and frowned at me, the same way he did yesterday. Aw, poor Peebs. Do you like apple cider? I'm sorry? Or, pinball? What about magnolias? Yeah, I guess I do. You guess you do? But you... He sputtered, opening and closing his mouth like he was trying to eat with the air. What? Apples and grapes. Anyway. I searched his face, wanting to help him out. He was clearly struggling. PBG leaned forward, looking into my eyes like he was deciphering a code. Really forward, so close I could see little brown flecks in his eyes forward. Huh? What? PBG moved away, his anxious look fading into a slight smile. Actually, don't worry about it. What the don't worry about it? I was brainstorming a subject for our piece, but you didn't have any strong reactions to anything, so I guess we won't be doing those then. Like hell. The bell rang and students started packing up. Oh no, we didn't get to pick a project. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I was messing around, but don't worry, I'll come up with something. Just leave it to me. He thumped his chest as he got out of his chair, striking a pose and giving me a wide, reassuring smile. What? This PBG is so weird. Like, weirder than the real PBG. He shuffled his desk back to the side of the room as I packed my things away. I didn't understand what happened, but maybe it was better to forget about it. He didn't seem to want to explain. I left the classroom, thinking to wait for Mai, but instead PBG trailed me into the hallway. What? He cleared his throat, and I turned to face him. I tilted my head back in an uncomfortable degree. He was tall, but he was scratching his neck, avoiding eye contact. So, I know you said we were fine at lunch, but are you sure you're okay? I mean, you were really freaked out yesterday, so... Heat crept its way into my face. No, I'm alright. As long as you're fine. If you need help with anything, you can rely on me, though, especially since... The uncertain look crossed his face again. Well, never mind. Are you heading back to the dorms? Yes? Nice. Me too. We can go together. He pumped his fist into the air. I glanced into the classroom. Mai was still talking to Mimi, looking like she was about to rip the girl's head off. She wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go. But as we turned to leave the hall, we were interrupted by someone wearing a yellow and gray jacket. Ooh, fight. Fight time. The rival club's jacket. Oh, who's that? Wait. He looks kind of familiar. My heart stopped. Standing before us was a tall man with cheekbones like no tomorrow. I didn't recognize him from our class, which must mean that he was one of the other Hidden Block Club members. I didn't know whether I should scoff at him or ignore him, but before I could do anything, PBG held out his hand for a high five.
Hey.
Hey, Jeff. Oh my god, that's right. Oh my god. It's Jeff. Jeff returned the gesture and the two locked into conversation.
Hey, what's up?
BBG, you pumped about the soccer match?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this day all summer.
Right on.
Are you busy? I'm trying to get the team together right now for a last-minute practice. You in? I am so in. I have nothing to do for the rest of the day. Are my cleats still in your locker? Yep. Aw, PB and Jeff back together. Awesome. Let's go then. Dude. Jeff briefly looked at me and pointed. PBG turned around, surprised I was still waiting.
Hana.
Oh, Hana. Sorry, I gotta go. See you in class tomorrow. I'll make sure to bring my thinking cap. He put on an invisible hat, then gave me a thumbs up. Oh, wait. Do you want to come to our game? It's in a few weeks and the first one of the year, so it would be cool if you came to watch us. Mostly me, because I'm the star player. Wow, thanks. I don't really like sports. Sorry, I'm just more into Jirard. Oh. That's a bummer. Yikes, he was really upset. Jeff laughed at his sulk. Don't feel bad, Hana. I did feel bad. Immensely. Well, maybe I'll come anyways? I don't need to like sports to, oh my god. I don't need to like sports to, support you. Pun, really?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll like it when you see us play. Soccer is really easy to learn too. You just kick the ball into the goal. Just like Rocket League. Oh god. Maybe you'll start liking sports once you see how good we are. I was about to be really sad, but I'm not now. The game is at 5, so you better be there. Oh no. Who says that? Who says I was about to be really sad, but whatever. He left with Jeff and I headed back to the dorms. Ma usually walked with me. It felt weird to be alone, and suddenly I realized it would feel even weirder to be in the dorm alone. Not knowing what else to do, I headed for the library. Might as well get started on some homework. Get a little combo with Sietch. Man, Jirard, it takes forever for Jirard to show up. I didn't know that. I stayed in the library much longer than I anticipated. Head low over a small sheet of... What? Never heard that before. Every time I thought about leaving, panic seized me. The truth was, I still didn't know my way around the academy. Maya had been there to guide me, and I was more focused on the people around me than the places. As students trickled past, laughing and heading off to no doubt have tons of fun, I fiddled with my pencil. I would have to leave eventually, though. Hesitantly, I closed my notebook and stood. Oh, I was just...